But
Can't tell me that doesn't look like a little town.
it does. It's an absolutely huge graveyard.
Look at it.
Welcome back to another video, and we're doing another Victorian graveyard. This one's in Bradford, and this isn't as abandoned or left. It is quite maintained in quite a big aspect, but this one's quite cool for certain reasons. Obviously it is the Victorian graveyard, but this is a graveyard that was for the rich and obviously famous, kind of. So most of these people that were in here at the time were quite rich. It included, see if we can find the grave for it at some point, the first mayor and a politician of Bradford. Best going through and taking all the photos, so like I say, remember to keep a check on Instagram for all the best. We're just going to have a quick round. There's some museums here. We haven't actually seen a museum yet, well, we've been to any, but the gravestones are quite well known for being really highly decorated, and obviously because with all the vines running around it. Because they're all rich, you're going to see some quite impressive ones. This was opened in between 1851 and 54 due to... Oh yeah, museums down there.
I'm so excited.
It's one of those strange fascinations, but if you clicked on the video, you're more than likely like what we do, or in some context of it, but it was open because of the booming textile industry that started in Bradford, and the demand for housing, and obviously later on the demand for burials. So this was the rich people's burial site. So a lot of the mill owners, the ones that started, like the salt mills and everything, this is where they end up getting buried. Probably won't be as long of a video. Oh, I've seen it, there's a robin up there. Shall we see if we can zoom in on it? It's there. Oh, it's nice to see the wildlife. So yeah, we'll it's a big graveyard. Might be a shorter video because obviously it is quite maintained, and we'll just want to make sure that we get some of the better stuff, some of the more juicy stuff. If you want to see more, you have to come, if you're able to, you'll have to come down and experience it for yourself. But a lot of these are just really big gravestones, and they're really deeply engraved. You can still see them. That's that. Died in, says 1862. So you can read nearly all of them so far. But let's see how it gets on as we go through it, because now we get to some a bit more overgrown look. And the thing about the Victorian graveyards is because there's no one here to look after the older graves. Like, the relatives have gone, there's no one visits them anymore. A lot of them get left to just overgrow.
Do you see any flowers on any of these?
No, well,
That was from the natural one.
yeah, a lot of them just get left, don't they? No one here to really maintain more. Yeah. Well, this is prolific for being a beautiful graveyard.
Should we ever walk that down and keep going up?
Yes. We'll do some zigzags.
Oh.
Really good. See if I can get in a normal view. It's all the way down, look, and all the way over there. So we'll see some, but obviously check out the pictures, and we'll try and get some up of some of the graves, hopefully. Oh, it's a wooden one. Oh, this is something to add to it as well. Majority of these, what is there, 200 different kinds of war graves, military graves, eh?
Variety of military things. That could go from from the army to your air force to whatever.
Yeah. So I might just make a big cinematic section for you, and we'll see how things get along through cinematics. This is really cool. We've got this here. I don't know if there's any more yet. We'll see. For this family, and it tells you about them on the internet. You put it up and it goes on the internet. That's a Jewish star, isn't it? On the internet, and it tells you about them. And put it in. It tells you about his conflicts with in his business his entire life to the grave, which is actually a really cool feature. A bit more local to Bradford. Yeah, quite modern for this. You don't find them in graveyards, so that was quite a cool one. Yet we'll continue. Far, this has been the newest one we've seen, and it's from 2018. Obviously you can see the ground still raised. It does make you wonder if you're meant to have an headstone and why you ain't got one. But
Don't tell me that doesn't look like a little town.
it does. It's an absolutely huge graveyard.
Look at it.
I wonder if we can still drive through this.
I'd rather walk.
I know, but what I'm saying is I wonder, because the road's here, but nothing's gone down it yet, has it?
No.
It's quite eerily cold. Eerily quiet.
It's graveyard, I do expect.
No, I know, but it goes for ages. 26 acres, did you say? Well, not many people are buried here. I think so as well, really.
Oh, wow.
The one in Sheffield was like all abandoned, but then again, this has got that aspect as well to a certain degree. But it's just big. Like, look at some of these, because they're all rich people that were buried here through that time. Rich, famous, and war heroes. It's just like the gravestones are massive. They go really high. It's one of the things that you have to see with your own eyes to really appreciate it. Oh, I've got another tag. I'm going to do this on a video. We'll do this one in video. Just tagged it up. Oh, it's Robert Milligan. That's the first mayor. This is the first mayor's. The one that I was talking about earlier. He was a
in Scotland.
Liberal MP for Bradford, and then he became the first mayor of Bradford. But yeah, he's got a... It's really good how it tells you the history on it. So anyone that comes walking around like we're doing now...
He moved here from
1802 he moved here?
Yeah, from Scotland.
From Scotland. So the Scotsman. Scotsman that did very well.
It's so pretty.
It is. It's just really peaceful.
I feel like I'm in a little town.
We were saying that this is like one of the places that you expect to see in somewhere like Romania or something like that, you know, somewhere abroad, not in England. And it's just, if you come and see this in your own eyes, it's quite amazing, really, isn't it?
Yep.
I thought when we first came here, we were like, oh, it'd be a nice little video, but I can see this being a lot bigger video than I thought it was going to be. Doris, wife of Sir Jacob Burke, he was on the Wikipedia page that we looked up at. He belonged to, there's another one there, look, another thing. Salt mine, what is it, the salt mill It's quite famous around here, supposedly.
Yeah, that's that mill that we've seen on the way.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
big one.
Yeah, it's still here.
Can't really see
It
it
was
from that.
born near Hanover
Yeah, Germany.
in 1806.
1806. That's where my grandma's from. It's quite impressive.
His father was a textile merchant.
Oh, that must be a crypt then. This must be a crypt because that's like a little crypt as well. Look, the family Holden.
Yeah, I think I can't really see.
Oh, I don't know if it is a crypt.
Family, 'cause I'm too small.
Family Burhans.
There we are.
And that's family Holden. But this looks like a crypt, to be fair. It's been damaged a bit on the sides of the things. It's all locked up though.
A Scottish sailor taught him how to read and write.
He did well for himself, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's got a massive crypt, or a massive stone down here. Got another one. William Jackson. Obviously, you can just. Obviously, you probably won't be able to see it very well on the phone. So, if I tell you names to them, then you'll be able to. I'll try and type the names in on the video, so you'll be able to look it up yourself. It's in Bradford in England.
I didn't run cameras then.
It's in Bradford in England, so you just have to search it up yourself if you can't see anything.
Ooh. Composer.
3 rows back from the main pathway. All right, so 1, 2. So this is the 3rd row back. What would have been? Cross there as well. It's all
He was a composer and choral conductor.
Oh, what? A choral conductor.
Choral.
Choral conductor. So you're a musician.
He didn't come here till his mid-30s. Musical talents. He soon became a well-loved and respected resident of the town. His untimely death, aged just 51, sent a shockwave through Bradford.
So you're locally loved then. There's one right down there. What's his name? William Jackson. Oh, I see his grave. His grave, I'll zoom in, is that one.
By the time he was 8 years old, in 1823, William Jackson had already developed a passion for music, according to the newspaper reports. He was by this time living with his grandmother at Tanfield Mill. It was there that he learned to play an instrument which belonged to his father, and then a 4-keyed flute given to him by a neighbour.
It's quite cool. I actually really rate Bradford for doing this. It's a shame that they didn't do it in Sheffield. We went to 3 abandoned graveyards in Sheffield and they've not done it. We'll go and see if we can get to that Jackson one because it looks like there's a path round to it, so we'll show you. So what's this in front?
It's like a little mini one there.
Yeah, a little. We made it. That's his grave, William Jackson. Zoom. There you go. Born at Masham. Composer, and it tells you all about it. It's very cool. Beth's got a photo of it, so if you want to check it out, it's granite that you've got your hand on there. I take it there was 2 lots of granite either side of it. 1 lot's gone. Granite were worth a bit a day. Is it? I'll come round to you and have a look. I'll let you read this. Pause it if you want to read it. If you can read it. You got a photo? Yeah, it's all the granite's gone outside except for that one spot. Oh yeah, there's graves in there as well. So this is the bit that they don't really keep maintained.
No, but could you imagine just finding out you kind of related to someone around it, and then you want to go make the effort and you have to go through it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But these are that old, these graves. So obviously the families aren't going to maintain them anymore because the immediate family is gone. But some of these are big ones though. Look, that's a fairly stumpy gravestone. So is that one next to it. It's only because they loved him in this town that this one's been maintained. Otherwise, you'd never know anything about him. But look at that. There's a big one, and the tree's just grown straight on top of it and round it. All it's grown round. And that one. Shows how wildlife takes over. Just imagine your local graveyard or your local cemetery, and then it not being touched, like nothing being maintained for, let's say, 100 years. And it'd be worse than this. There's a gravestone that's down here on the floor. It's been knocked off of its pillar there. But they do.
I wonder how they get knocked off because they're so heavy.
Some of them, but I suppose it's the ground pushing it up. Because if you look, like the trees push that up at one point in time, you can see where the trees pushing it aside.
Yeah. Some people like that is one chunky big gravestone.
Well, it cost a bit of money, that, and it shows who had money and who were well loved in the community, doesn't it?
Well, yeah.
Like, but realistically, you've got to give it to Bradford. I mean, there's some of these graves are overgrown. They really are, but the majority of them, blimey, the majority of them are actually really well kept.
Emma, the beloved wife of William Shaw. Fishmonger of Bradford.
Fishmonger, Bradford. Died 1896, and then he died in 1900.
No.
He had 4 more years.
It's cute. I love it. Look how big it is. Would they have to build these ones here then?
More than likely. The board's been block by block, I'm guessing. And but no, I've really got to give it to Bradford. There's a lot of overgrown ones. There's a lot of overgrown, like there's some really overgrown there. But then you look at the likes of Sheffield, which is a bigger city, a hell of a lot bigger city. What is this? Bradford town, isn't it? Yeah. Right, so it's a hell of a lot bigger city. They've got a lot more expandable money, and yet this is a bigger graveyard than the general graveyard, in my opinion. And they're not keeping it very well kept in Sheffield. 3 graveyards just left of all. At least they're maintaining this to a fair degree. I mean, what grass has been cut there. And we've got a little pathway here.
That's a very unusual name for the 50s, I think.
1850s. No, I guess it's for Phoebe.
It's Phoebe.
Good name though. That's a really cool one. I just don't know when to stop recording and what to record and what not to. You know how much editing this is going to make me? I'm going to have to edit this like mad. I bet there's a lot of this that didn't actually make it in, but I've actually edited, because there's going to be so much of it. Because these are all rich and all the graves are just amazing. This is that little peaceful shaded area.
Yeah, but I like how little back paths and stuff, I think it's cute.
How cool and unusual is this one? That took a lot of carving. I bet it cost a lot of money in time as well. Quite cool one, and there's the one just behind it. So I'd say this were partially dialect, partially left, but majorly kept up. It'd be quite nice if they cut all the old bushes and everything back. But I suppose it's quite peaceful. Or 2008. Grandma and great grandma.
That's been there years. Look at that tree.
Yeah, blimey. When can we see a date? Died 1868. Some 1860s. All the people on there died in 1860s. There's a great tree growing out at the middle of it. It's a cool little corner, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I'd like to be somewhere cool.
It's peaceful.
But I want my body to be put in a tree.
It's nice, isn't it? It's peaceful.
So I can grow again.
It's a little secluded little pathway over here. Look, and there's a few graves over here. Oh wow, look at that one.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's awesome.
Like looking into the woods.
The lighting don't help me anymore.
Miles Molson.
Because you can't see it from the lighting very much because it's just unlucky how it goes, but
Miles Molson.
the artwork on that's awesome. I don't know if you can get a better image of it now than that, but
Miles Molson was one of the 3 brothers who were said to be the first generation of the Molsons in Bradford. The family established themselves as stonemasons.
stonemasons.
What's that?
People that craft stone.
Quarrymen and building contractors.
Yeah, so the stone workers.
And they had the largest contractors in the town.
Stone workers.
Population was growing from 1810 at a rate of something like 50% every 10 years. There was certainly a demand for stonemasons and builders to build the mills, along with their towering chimneys in churches, schools, civic centres. It's pretty good, that, isn't it?
It's quite, stonemasons are good, that's why they've got.
And they were born here. They were born here.
That's good. That's why they've got a really good grave. You know, that's really been worked. That's what I'm saying. The
I
camera's.
bet they did their own before.
It's
they
a shame
died.
because my camera's doing it no justice because of the light on background. If I'm light on background, you can't see all the work that's done. I suppose that's a bit better. I've got on tree, but all the lines and everything cut out is absolutely awesome. Vimy's. Because it's just there's like a little section here. So this is from this one.
William Cudworth was born on the 16th of September 1830 to John and Anne Cudworth, who were deemed to be poor but respectable and honest. The family had apparently moved to Wakefield, but unreturned, obviously with William being born here. It don't really say anything about like what he did.
It's a mystery. Oh, a writer.
Where does it say that?
Pay weekly visits to his villages surrounding Bradford, and this led to his first book round.
Oh yeah.
Published.
Oh yeah, I was still up here.
So I don't know what he'll write in now. We don't actually.
Oh, his second book was called
Historical notes. So we're doing more like history-based work by the sounds of it. See, we figure things out, don't we?
I'm just terrible reading.
Oh, I could add some cool stonework on top of it. Can't see much now. But a lot of them, look, some of the big ones over there, they're all overgrown. Some really big overgrown bushes over there that have graves in them. I suppose it's quite peaceful. But it's a shame they can't rip it all out and just, even if they just did it a couple of times, just get everything documented and photographed how it were. Do any repairs they need, but it is what it is. So, these are all graves that go around, the old ones, and these are new slots, so they're still burying people here, just not by the mass anymore, but still buried people. It's like the new graves are here, look. I did actually learn some information about this place. I couldn't find out how many people were actually buried here, because obviously it's still ongoing, but it was sold in the 80s to a property developer who knocked down 2 chapels that were on site and a lodge, and then they were told that they couldn't do anything about it because it's a ritual ground, burial ground, and then the government, the council bought it back off them and maintained it all and started reburying people here. Look at this, it's like a stairway. It's got gravestones in it. I don't know if this is like a memorial thing, but this is awesome. View from the top of the steps. You go on, some more really old graves. Another set of stairs here. Makes for some nice photos, really enough. You get some of the best photos from things like this. But this is your mausoleums and stuff.
We haven't done this half yet.
No, we have only done half of it. Sorry, say again. We found a mausoleum. This is one of the mausoleums anyway.
Daniel Illingworth and his brother Miles established their first factory at Prospect Mills, Wakefield Road in 1825. They built a mill in Hope Street, Manchester Road, but this was later demolished to expand the Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway. That's quite cute. And obviously they died.
Born in late 1700s. There's some really nice ones up here. That's a really good one there, isn't it? It's a really good one. And really decorated. I bet this cost a fortune. That stones are laid out on it. Like they put like a little stone way around it. Then no. Died January the 3rd, 1915. Nice little cross. Well, little.
That's an
Illingworth.
Illingworth. Yeah.
They all belong to the same family? Yeah, they are. They're all the same family, aren't they?
Yeah.
Must own the old plot.
Okay.
Oh, right. But don't mean
Maybe.
but daughter maybe. Maybe one of the daughters are married along. But that, yeah, it looks like this little stretch would all belong to the same family then.
Well, let's go back that way and have a look at the other side. That's an Illingworth.
Well,
Illingworth.
oh, they must have had a hell of a lot of money.
Illingworth.
Holden.
Holden.
Well, they were Holdens down there, weren't they?
Yeah.
There was an Holden, but won't be one of these Holden that we scanned earlier that had something like that.
Yes.
Yep.
American.
Yeah, so there were a few Holdens. There must have been big families in a certain area.
Illingworth. And then a Hainsworth.
Huh.
Close enough.
Mary Ainsworth though, that's what I'm saying. You don't know if it were married or what. But this is big boy. That's your Gothic Victorian style writing. Towards this one, what a shame, it's been smashed to bits at the bottom. God knows how long it's been like that, but whoever smashed it to bits, it's not nice.
It's not good.
Maybe grave robbers, but it looks like there's something sat in there, but not enough for a coffin, is it?
No.
A lot of them have IHS on them. I keep seeing the IHS. I don't know if you see.
Right, that one there.
Yeah, they have a lot of IHS. So I don't know if it's a sort of maker. She's looking it up now.
According to Cemetery Symbolism, WordPress.com, IHS can stand for the Latin phrase Iesus hominum salvator, or Jesus Saviour of mankind.
Oh,
That's cute.
now I understand every time I see it. Because a lot of them have it on, look. A lot of them do.
Oh, I like it.
That's very good. In affection, remembrance of Eliza Ann Gady, Lady Mayoress of Bradford between 1920 and 21. Beloved wife of Anthony Gady. Also, Lieutenant Colonel Sir Anthony Gady.
We're waiting for someone.
Yeah, waiting on someone else to come in.
Oh, I love it. It's so pretty.
London Mayor, Lord Mayor, sorry, and Freeman of the city. So basically, they had a family of mayors. Well, a mayor and a mayoress.
I love it. I want one. You know when I die, I hope I get a nice one like that.
Let's hope I die first. Best views. Got some of that down there, but it all overgrows. Down to them ones. So a lot of these ones are a bit more unkept over there. Storming Norman. It's a cool one,
Well,
isn't
it's
it?
got my initials on it, technically. It's mine.
Shame I just haven't got lighting for it. The lighting's so bad today.
Benjamin.
I just get really unlucky with light. It's like, no matter which way I turn, it's just bright.
There's another notable rainbow.
Yeah, well, look at that.
I know.
All the iron things are
It
gone.
reminds me of 4 pills to bed.
I ain't seen one with an iron gate still left on it. Just the bottom bits that I made.
Here we have it with it.
Oh, another war one. First World War. It's got one of them things. But I'm gonna go and show you a picture of it since lighting's. William Morton, architect of Bradford, 1881 and 1889.
He was born in Leeds.
Every time I come to turn my camera off, we see something I like the look of. Like something new that you haven't really seen before. And this is what we keep doing. There's so much that I haven't filmed, or so much that's going to be cut out just to shorten the video down. So I'm just going to have to put in what I think's best.
Not to be disrespectful.
There's another one.
William Gay. Let's get it on.
Twice on some. Don't really say much on his grave, does it?
He's the landscape gardener person. You know, I was talking about before we got out of the car.
Right.
He was a landscape
A
gardener.
landscaper.
And surveyor who designed parks and cemeteries and a list of Victorian cemetery designers. William Gay's list of products longest by those who listed.
Ah. Doesn't have much writ on it except his name and his.
Some people are just simple.
I suppose.
Like the basic.
I know a lot of this granite's gone, that's on here. A lot of it's loose, so.
Oh, I've probably got it in the kitchen.
Someone's cut this back here to get to these graves. Well, not all of them, but only some of them are so far down. Every now and then you'll have a little cut in. You can say these bits are not really maintained. They are, but they aren't, because it looks like they've done a little bit of work and it's all just grown back off.
Like seeing visiting what, and if no one's visiting it.
It's another one, look. Line straight down.
Yeah, that looks like a really pretty one, but again, we've got another wall on here.
Oh. So, 1945, so World War II. Pioneer Corps. If there's one thing that I like, it's that they actually try and maintain the war ones. 1916, so World War One. Durham's Light Infantry. Age 41. So at least they're like trying to maintain where the war ones are, which is nice. You can't see over there. It's like most of these are just overgrown. This is the bit that they don't maintain. So hopefully they'll come down and cut it all out one day. But all these bushes don't help, these thorn bushes. The problem we've got pathway leading there, path there, path there. There's just graves everywhere, you just don't know where to look next. Definitely one of the biggest ones we've been to, isn't it? Just keeps going. Bet there'll be some in these words. Another war one. Over 200 of them here. 1918 World War One. He was a Royal Air Force, age 28. Just saw a fox running down here. It's all overgrown. Well, one big fox, I must say. He must be getting fed well. But it's good for nature, I suppose. It's quite a good little nature reserve. I hope the foxes don't try and dig them out. I'm not quite sure what to do. There's a fair few war ones down here, isn't there? H. Worthington, Royal Scots Fusiliers, 1944, age 31. So I stopped recording, but then there's just loads of little graves here that have just been these are a bit wrecked, to be fair. But they're not that old, are they? So it's like they just let this bit go. Just like loads of them just down bottom out of way. Maybe a cheaper plot.
I think these are the cheap ones because
They're small, aren't they?
this is R377G.Ward owner. And this one
We've seen a few like that said owner on it.
380 EA owner.
Seen a few like that, haven't we?
Maybe these are like, you know, the people that actually probably can't afford like replicas up there.
Yeah, and that looks like a. This one. Shame. The bustle of the trees. There's a couple of graves here as well. But I saw a war one. This is a World War One grave. Royal Army Service Corps. 1915, age 20. He was a driver. Not gone from memory, nor from love, but to his father's home above. It's nice. There was one that's a bit older over there. A few just sat around this bit. It's like just on the hillside. Another war one that's hidden away. 1943 from the Royal Air Force. Flight engineer, he was sergeant. Age 21. They were quite young. But again, a lot of them were, weren't they? 1-1. Second Lieutenant J.G. Hewitt from the Yorkshire Regiment, 1918. Bit out of it, it's like a little roundabout. Just graves all the way around. One with its little fences still in. Been a rare one round here to see it with fence still on, isn't it?
Gravestone itself.
Yeah, gravestone itself's all decayed away. 1890 is one date I can make off it. Probably be the last one we're looking at today. I've been here for nearly 3 hours.
Yeah.
Well, over 3 hours, I think. I thought it was going to be a little, some over there, sorry, somewhere in that little, just in back of it. I thought it was going to be, when I pulled up, it didn't look half as big. I thought, oh, could I get out, have a walk round for half an hour and be done? I didn't think we were going to be 3 hours, half a 3 hour. That's how big this place is, biggest one I've ever been in. Did you think to it?
I liked it.
I think it's been the best one I've been to yet.
Yes, definitely.
It's got a bit of everything. It's got the oldness, the big graves, there's some that's overgrown, a lot of it's overgrown to be fair. Yeah, and the poor graves, the military graves. Even the little tags that tell you about the history to it.
Yeah.
So,
Can I look at that one? I like that one.
what that one there?
Oh, yeah, front part.
Caves is a cemetery for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to try and get another video done today, so if you, the next video after this one, if you see us, your seals and thingies, you'll know. You're not saying clothes, don't call it squash, but it's in the same day. So, this is Undercliffe Cemetery. Come and check it out. It's in Bradford if you can get here, that is. If you like the video, like it, comment, subscribe, and if you want more of the same thing, then let us know. We've got plenty on the list to go, haven't we?
Yeah.
Plenty to go. We've got loads of graveyards to go to.
Oh, two.
Good luck. Loads to go to. Graveyards, abandoned building, bunkers, just waterfalls, natural beauty. That's what we're going to be doing for a while. Hopefully we're going to be travelling around the world a little bit over the next few years as well, when we can get travelling again. 1914 to 18. What
It's weird
names?
that we started here
And we ended here.
3 hours ago.
I know.
Or over 3 hours ago.
I know. I'm ready to get in the car and have a drink.
It's gonna be warm now.
I know. Still want one though. So yeah, thanks for watching and goodbye.
You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's